This episode is brought to you by Arise Fight Co. This is for risk takers, the fighters, the ones who get knocked down but rise anyway. At Arise Fight Co., we don't back down, we get up. Visit Arise Fight Co. and become a member of their No Rounds Off Fighting Club and shop their clothing line by visiting www.arisefight.co. Use code TINFOIL at checkout for 10% off your entire order. Again, that's www.arisefight.co. This episode is brought to you by goldenroadcrafts.com. If you're into quality tech but don't want to pay crazy prices, check them out. They've got solid deals on electronics, phones, earbuds, PC parts, gaming supplies, all that good stuff, without the markup. Again, visit goldenroadcrafts.com. For over a decade, the Gilgo Beach murders were buried. 11 bodies, 0 arrests, and a police department in complete disarray. Leads were ignored, the FBI was shut out, and the case went cold. Then in 2022, one man, a revamped task force, and a slice of pizza brought down a monster. Welcome to part 2 of the Long Island serial killer. I'm Logan.
And I'm Ben.
This is Tinfoil Talk.
So a slice of pizza brought down a monster, huh?
Mm-hmm. Well, not just a slice of pizza.
One man, a revamped task force, and a slice of pizza?
For sure.
How key is the slice of pizza?
Huge.
Without the slice of pizza, would this have been possible?
It is still possible without the slice of pizza, but it is substantially harder.
Okay. I'm on board. I'm glad you put it in there.
Yeah.
I'm intrigued to find out where the slice of pizza takes place.
It's what we call a hook in the business.
Ooh, I've chomped right down onto it.
Yeah.
You got me.
Mm-hmm.
Saw Weapons.
Yeah.
Over the weekend. We've talked about seeing this movie. You said you want to see it. I think it lived up to the hype.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Good.
I think it just barely lived up to the hype.
Okay. What, without giving any spoilers, what didn't quite do it for you?
Maybe my expectations were too high,
Okay.
I think is the issue. Because based off of, TikToks or whatever I saw of people that saw it, and they were like, oh man, this is like one of the greatest movies I've ever seen. And so I was really expecting just a phenomenal movie.
Yeah.
I give it an 8.5 out of 10.
Okay. See, you gave it a 7.5 the day of.
I've revamped it. I've thought about it. I talked to Dylan about that. 8.5.
Okay.
The more I thought about it, the more I thought, man, you know what, that actually was a really good movie. I just had my expectations too high.
Okay. That makes sense. For me, I haven't seen it. I really wanted to. I didn't want a third wheel with you guys.
Understandable.
I think it's ultimately what kept me from going.
I get it.
But for me, this seems like it's the first scary movie of the year. I know it's not, but we're here in August. It's starting to look like cooler at night.
I think it's the first big one that people were just uber excited about.
Yeah.
And I will say, it's going to be hard to top it. This is one of the more unique movies I've ever seen.
Okay.
If you don't know, I didn't really know what the movie was about going into it. I took the term weapons in a whole different direction. And I'm not going to tell you my thoughts there, of course. But
Don't want to hear anything?
yeah, I thought I don't know. I thought of weapons being something different, but it was not. The movie did not at all go the direction that I thought it was going to.
Is it more psychological horror than anything else? Or is it
No,
just...
actually,
no?
not at all.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. Good deal.
It's super unique. It's definitely the only movie. I mean, there may be others out there I'm not familiar with, but it's the only movie like this I've ever seen.
Nice.
Very interesting.
Okay, yeah, I'll have to watch that.
Very interesting. I
Okay.
enjoyed it. I'm not saying I didn't like it. I gave it 8.5, but I think I was going into it expecting Hell House level stuff. If you're familiar with Hell House,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
those are 10 out of 10s in my opinion.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
They're the best scary movies I've ever seen.
Dude,
The found footage stuff.
we could spend this whole episode talking about scary movies. I fucking love scary movies.
Matter of fact, I'm going to take this script, I'm going to put it away, and we're going to talk about scary movies this entire episode.
Okay.
Come back next week for part 2 of whoever the hell we're going to talk about. No, I'm kidding. I tease.
All right, let's talk beer. Today,
You have hidden it from me under
Yeah.
the table.
you haven't
so
seen it? Here we go.
Bring it out.
We're going to do Toppling Goliath Brewing Company Cyber Sue is an India Pale Ale.
That box looks cool as shit.
That looks sick, huh?
That looks very cool.
Yeah.
It's a big, multicolored T-Rex.
Look closer. It's a T-Rex with like android parts on it. It's a robot.
Yeah, I couldn't see that from a distance.
Yeah.
He's a metal.
Mm-hmm.
He's got like armor on, kind of.
Yeah. Laser eyes.
Very cool.
Yeah.
I'll let you crack them open.
All right. Put this back under the table so hopefully this isn't as loud.
Yeah, hopefully we don't blow out eardrums. Not too bad, I don't think.
No, I think we're fine. I think we're good. All right.
Pop
that on the table. There's one for
Hand
you.
them over.
And one for
Muchas
me.
gracias, papa.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Let's see what we got.
Brewed
in beautiful Decora?
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 Decora, Iowa?
Iowa?
Okay. I'm not sure.
Unfiltered beer. Sediment is normal.
Do what? Okay, that's cool.
In the battle against boring IPAs, this beastly brew has your back.
These are expired.
Are they?
Yeah.
No.
They expired in May 28th.
We're going to roll those dice, baby.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Anyways.
Nothing like expired sediment.
It's bursting with tropical fruit notes from a killer squad of Citra, Mosaic, and Simcoe hops that create mango, pineapple, and fresh tangerine aromas. Raise your glass and charge ahead with Cyber Sue on your side. You'll surely come out the victor. 7.2%.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I went pretty light on the food today, so this could be dangerous.
Hopefully they're not great.
Yeah. My expectations, I think we're going to be around a 5 out of 10.
Okay, yeah.
Get a little smelly. Okay.
That smells really good.
It smells
very fruity.
Yeah, fruity, but also kind of earthy. I dipped my nose in it. Pretty good. You want to go first sips?
Yeah, it's got like a purple tint to it, kind of.
It is. It's almost like a purple green.
Yeah. All right, here we go.
Let's go same time.
Shivered.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
Oh, hold on. Okay, aftertaste saved it a little.
I'm getting that. Yeah, mango, citrusy,
very
fruity.
Yeah.
Wonderful aftertaste.
Yeah.
Not so great, like going down.
It gives it points back, but yeah, up front.
Yeah.
It's kind of pungent.
Yeah. I'm hovering on a 5. I think that's. I don't see me going up or down from that. Ooh. That's rough going down. I don't know. I may come off the 5.
That second sip was better. You go for a third.
I don't know. I'm gonna come down to a 4.8.
Okay.
I don't think this is quite a 5. It's just really not that great. Not super impressed.
I'm gonna go 6.5.
6.5.
6.5. Yeah.
So you think it's a good bit better than an average?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's okay.
All right.
I like that it's unique. Doesn't taste like anything else we've tried.
Mm-hmm. I would say this is one of the more unique color schemes and patterns we've seen.
Whoever designed this did a great job. It looks insane.
Yeah, this is extremely cool. I'm a big fan. Well, I'm going to say my feelings are hurt because I'm let down a little bit.
I am let down. I was hoping for more given how cool the box and the cans look.
Maybe that's their marketing scheme.
Yeah. It works.
Have a box and can cool enough and they don't care what your beer tastes like.
I gave it a 6.5.
Yeah, that's fair.
Somebody out there probably loves this.
Oh, this feels like one of those that on the beer, like the rating thing you have or that you look at, I feel like this one's probably pretty high.
Let me look that up. I need to make a habit of doing that. I don't do that consistently.
We're going to do a live look up.
All right. Do you recall what Space Dust was? I believe that was our highest rated so far.
Yeah, it was, I think it was a 7 or 8 somewhere. Like 7.
No, do you remember what it was on Beer Advocate?
No, I do not. No.
Well, this is a 91 on Beer
Holy
Advocate.
moly, dude! I knew it was gonna be high.
This feels like something you would see, like, you're at a party or whatever, or at a, an upscale bar. You see a guy holding one of these, and most of what it's doing is just acting as a conversation piece.
Yeah. He's like, oh yeah, by the way, look what I'm drinking.
He would really rather have a Miller or a Busch in his hand.
There's not a human being alive that would prefer this right here over any decent light beer.
If you say that, you're lying to yourself.
You're lying.
Yeah.
100%. People are like, oh, I love ale. No, you don't.
No.
You love Mick Ultra.
You like that it makes you look different.
Mm-hmm.
Let's be real.
If drinking Mick Ultra makes me look uncool, I don't care. Yeah, not.
Mick Ultra, that's the one you went with there.
I do love Mick Ultra, okay? I know Busch Light is the financially friendly way to go. The taste of a Mick Ultra Pure Gold is almost unreachable, in my opinion.
Between the Miller, the Busch, and the Mick, Miller has the most flavor out of all three.
Yeah, I can see that. It's a Pilsner. It's got a little more kick to it.
I love Miller Lite.
I could take a Mick Ultra, though, and just chug it and feel great.
You can do that with any of them.
I couldn't. If I chug this, we'd probably wrap up tonight.
You can do that with any of the three we've mentioned.
Yeah, okay. Maybe the Busch, the Miller, I'm not sure.
Really?
Yeah.
You don't seem too high on Miller.
I don't hate it. It's in my top 5.
Okay.
It's just, there's a pretty substantial, it's like Mick Ultra 1, Busch Light 2, pretty big gap, and then like Miller. And
See, Busch and Miller are 1A and 1B for me. I could do either one.
Okay. It's kind of how I feel about Mick Ultra and Busch.
So Busch consistently at the top for both of us?
There's an argument to be made that Busch Light's the best beer of all time.
Well,
We didn't try Busch Light.
We didn't.
We did not. It was whenever we did our blind taste test. We did 14, right?
14 beers. Yeah.
14 different beers we blind tested, and Busch Light was not one of them.
That is something we'll do on this podcast. It'll take the slot of a small talk, but we'll do that.
Mm. That might even take the slot of like a
main episode,
full episode,
or just an extra episode.
Yeah, because that was like a whole night.
It was.
That took.
And then Jacob kind of went off the rails.
He had a few more than 14. All right.
Anyways,
speaking of going off the rails, we have gone off the rails.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to learn about Long Island serial killer. Sorry,
Great.
Long Island serial killer.
Here we go.
Let's do it.
When James Burke was first appointed, he came with a brash, aggressive reputation, and many in Suffolk County believed he was exactly the kind of police chief who could finally crack the Gilgo Beach murders. But that hope quickly vanished when Burke made a baffling move. He kicked the FBI out of the investigation entirely.
You know what? I'll hold my comments.
Okay.
You can keep reading.
All right. Fast forward to 2016, when Burke was arrested and pleaded guilty to violating a suspect's civil rights. The suspect had broken into Burke's police-issued SUV and stole porn, sex toys, and Viagra, odd items to be stashed in an official vehicle.
I will admit, if a police officer pulled me over and I got arrested and I got in the back seat and these were back there, I might have concerns.
Mm-hmm.
But no, you know what? No, but
there's no coming back from that.
I would have concerns.
That makes no sense whatsoever.
You got to think. You're either thinking, okay, this guy has got some, explaining to do, or he's got a great night ahead of him.
Great night ahead of him, my ass. There's no reason. There's no explanation for those items to be in your police cruiser. None.
I think the stolen porn's the craziest part. Because a lot of times, and I'm not taking up for him, but I mean, sometimes cops drive their police cruisers like home. Like they drive them as if they're their everyday vehicle.
A lot of cops also have personal vehicles.
That's true. That's true.
Why would any of these items need to be in the car? Why can't you leave that in the house?
That's a good point. I'm not siding with Mr. Burke here.
Yeah. So
Just trying to rationalize why on earth a police officer would have these things in his car.
Couldn't find the suspect's name, but he broke into the police cruiser and stole these items. So yes, he committed a crime. He stole, but what got Burke in hot water was after this guy was arrested, he beat the shit out of him. So,
After he was arrested?
yeah.
Like, is he in jail or is it?
Yep.
I'm sorry.
Once the subject was in custody, Burke personally assaulted him while he was defenseless and in handcuffs. And if that wasn't enough, Burke went on to orchestrate a cover-up, ordering his own investigators to lie to federal agents, threatening their careers if they refused. At the time, Burke was leading the murder investigations. His arrest shattered any remaining faith the community had. Whispers began to spread. Was Burke somehow personally involved? The scandal hijacked the headlines, overshadowed the victims and their families, and dragged the case into the deep freeze for 6 more years.
I did not foresee this happening. Like, the police chief getting dragged in, like, all of a sudden, oh shit, is this the killer? Like,
What do you think about that?
I think it's interesting. I mean, I'm hesitant to say that just because a crooked cop beats the shit out of some guy who stole all of his belongings out of his police cruiser.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, you're going to want to cover something like that up if you're a piece of shit. Normal person isn't going to beat a guy in handcuffs, but
yeah,
that's interesting.
It's
hard not to think that, though.
There's no explanation for those items being in the police cruiser, but that doesn't necessarily mean he's the Long Island serial killer.
No, for sure. One of these items I could almost understand. Like, if it was just Viagra pills, like, okay, whatever. Like, that's what's weird, but nothing crazy. Porn DVDs, okay, still weird, not insane. Every bit of this shit, though.
Sex toys.
Oh yeah.
You didn't notice that? There were sex toys in there?
I seem to have forgotten those were in there. Yeah, no, there's something up with Mr. Burke here.
I don't even understand the Viagra, because why do you need Viagra when you're at work?
You're right. And I'm trying to justify something that there's no justification for. So you know what? Yeah, this guy's got some weird stuff going on. I have ridden the train too far. I now understand that this is illogical items to carry around.
All right, well let's kind of get back to center here. Enter Rodney Harrison. Harrison spent over 30 years rising through the ranks of the NYPD, starting as a beat cop and eventually becoming the chief of detectives. In New York City, he earned a reputation for his community-first approach, transparent, hands-on, and no-nonsense. In 2021, he was appointed Suffolk County Police Commissioner, becoming the first black man to ever hold the position. From day one, Harrison made it clear. He wasn't here to play politics. He was here to bring closure to the Gilgo Beach case.
I respect it.
So up front,
yeah,
I'm not here to play games. There's a big problem. I'm going to figure out what's going on.
So you need.
Yeah.
Now, hopefully he follows up on these words. Because if
nice.
not, then he's, doing exactly what he said he wasn't going to, and he's playing politics. But
that'd be nice. His first move as commissioner was to repair the fractured relationship with the FBI and bring them back into the investigation. He established a joint task force made up of the Suffolk County Police Department, the DA's office, and the New York State Police, as well as the FBI. Their sole mission was to find the person responsible for the 11 bodies discovered along Gilgo Beach. So double down there. He said, we're going to do this, and then the next thing he does is put the county in the best possible position to do that.
Yeah, no, hats off to him. I mean, he came in and said, I'm going to solve this problem. And he's doing, already infinitely more than what James Burke did. So hats off to him already.
For sure. Harrison held regular press conferences to keep the case in the public eye. He met personally with the victims' families and brought in entirely new detectives and analysts, fresh eyes who had never worked the case before. The task force re-examined all available evidence using updated surveillance techniques, advanced forensic technology, and deep dives into old records, including burner phone data and car rental logs. This meticulous approach would eventually lead them straight to their suspect.
So, correct me if I'm wrong. I feel like surveillance, forensic technology, old records, car rental logs, cell phone burn, like this. I feel like this all should have been addressed.
No, yeah. So
this was all just blatantly ignored then.
Not necessarily.
Just
you got to
not
think
as extensive
we're 11 years into the future at this point. So they have all the same information, but 11 years later, you know, things have changed a little bit. Technology has advanced slightly. I think that's more what they were saying. But of course, it's also on the table that it was just ignored, like you said.
And I like to imagine that the previous, task force or police force, whatever, went through a lot of this stuff also. But they probably were terrified if they found anything that they're going to lose their job or, I mean, they're terrified of the guy that's cutting them a check. So at that point, what do you do?
Yeah. Harrison's relentless effort to reignite public interest opened the door for outside agencies to assist. And with that push, the case might still be ice cold today. Without that push, rather, the case might still be ice cold. So he came in and said he was going to do this. He laid out what he was going to do. He followed it, and here we go. We're about to understand how that helped.
A no-nonsense man.
For sure. While the large task force was well equipped, they faced a serious obstacle. There were little to no solid suspects. Internet sleuths, amateur detectives, and even podcasters became unexpected allies, offering up names and theories, some helpful, some not. The task force officially interviewed several high-profile individuals.
Before you get into this, you mentioned podcasters being unexpected allies.
Yeah.
Have you ever... There's a YouTube video out there where this guy covers, like, crimes and cold cases that have been solved directly from, like, podcasters, Reddit users, YouTube videos being involved. And had it not been for those people, the case would have never gotten solved.
Yeah.
I think that is absolutely insane.
I mean, there's no reason you and I can't be like, oh, we want to investigate this. Yeah. Of course, there's certain information we're not going to be able to get.
Well, yeah, and you can't, like, disturb a crime scene or whatever.
For sure, yeah.
But, yeah, it was in the hundreds. Yeah. Wherever this guy was from, not even nationwide. It's just, well, in his region anyway.
Yeah. I mean, in their case, they had nothing to go off of. So, of course. Anyways, they started with Dr. Peter Hackett, who unnervingly called victims' families after their disappearances. We remember him. We don't like him. Remember that guy? They interviewed Joseph Brewer, the man Shannon Gilbert was last seen with the night she vanished. Okay. And they interviewed James Burke. Despite no direct evidence linking him to the crimes, he raised red flags with his erratic behavior, refusal to involve the FBI, and the bizarre contents of his police-issued SUV, the porn, the sex toys, and the Viagra.
I would for sure say that his refusal to involve federal government in this, I mean, you have 11 bodies. It's not like, and I don't mean downplay murder, but it's not like you found one or two people. Like, you found 11 people, same MO, like everything, you have a serial killer. Not only did you say, no, we don't have a serial killer, you refused the help of a corporation that, well, I'll say corporation, but an entity that has a seemingly unlimited budget.
Sure.
It looks suspicious.
And we talked about this last week. I don't think James Burke nor anyone in Suffolk County law enforcement was involved. I think they had a lot of shit going on behind the scenes that they didn't want found out.
Oh, yeah, 100%. I agree.
think it was a very corrupt department.
I agree. And I think, and then we talked about this in part one, but I had the FBI came in, start digging around, opening up old cases, old files, whatever. Yeah. I think they would have uncovered something that James Burke didn't want to be found.
For sure.
Not saying that that's 11 counts of first-degree murder, but they would have found something.
Yeah. But again, they had nowhere to go. And, of course, the way he acted, not right. So what's it going to hurt to talk to him?
Yeah, I mean, he's definitely, at the very least, a person of interest.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like all this behavior, plus, like I said, not letting the FBI jump in, like that is suspicious.
Yeah, absolutely. However, each interview ended the same way. No charges, no resolution. None of these men were the killer.
So did it start with just these three?
I'm sure there were others. Those are the three most prominent people that they interviewed. Those are all people we covered in part one, so everyone should be familiar with that.
And do we have, like, the Peter Hackett phone calls? Like, what was he? Was he just calling to torment, calling to just chat? Like,
that part doesn't make sense to me. Like, none of it makes sense. I don't think those are public record because, I mean, the families weren't recording when this random person called. Yeah. I think he's a pretty sick guy who maybe he got something out of that.
Yeah, just got off on it or something. Some
maybe.
Crazy, yeah.
I don't think he was involved in any way. I think he's just a strange guy.
Yeah.
With options dwindling, investigators shifted focus to the burner phone data. All of the Gilgo 4 and Shannon Gilbert had communicated with clients using untraceable burners. Detectives began mapping phone activity and cell tower pings, and a disturbing pattern began to form. Multiple calls consistently traced back to a quiet, unassuming neighborhood just 20 minutes from the dump site, Massapequa Park. It was there that the signal narrowed to a single home, a house owned by Rex Hewerman.
You just gave me that look.
I didn't give you any looks.
As though Rex Hewerman is the Long Island serial killer.
I didn't give you any looks.
He gave me a look.
Hewerman lived there with his wife, Asa, and their 2 children. On paper, he was the picture of normalcy, a successful Manhattan architect with a stable family life and no prior criminal record. But beneath that mask, the truth was beginning to rot through. His phone records told a very different story. Quietly, Suffolk County placed him under surveillance. For months, they watched, waited, and collected evidence. In that time, the task force uncovered a string of damning clues. A discarded pizza crust retrieved from his trash contained DNA that matched genetic material found on the burlap the victims were wrapped in.
And cue the pizza.
Cue the pizza.
Damn, dude, wow.
Yeah. Hairs recovered from the remains were matched to his wife, placing her DNA at the scenes, likely transferred by Hewerman himself.
Or maybe the wife is the Long Island serial killer. You're giving me that look again.
I'm not giving you any looks.
Well, you're giving me some
I'm
kind
not
of
giving
look.
you any looks. Witnesses also placed his Chevy Avalanche near the dump site at critical times. So we have people that have identified his car at the dump site.
At this point, I mean...
Yeah.
First of all, I feel like this should...
Don't read ahead. Don't read ahead.
I didn't read ahead.
Look up at all times.
I was referring to the other page.
Okay.
This should have been picked up the first time around with James Burke's... Because that was definitely possible 11 years ago. Tracing phone data.
Yeah.
Like, burner phone or not, you can trace a phone call.
This doesn't look great for the department prior to Rodney Harrison entering.
Not at all.
Because they're in there for a matter of months, and they already have a pretty good-looking suspect.
And... Oh, never mind. I'll hold that thought.
Okay.
You go ahead.
His search history was chilling. Terms like, quote, how to restrain a woman.
Oh, Jesus.
Quote, why do serial killers get caught? And, quote, best bodies of water to dump a body. Even if I wasn't doing that shit, I am not searching that on the internet in any way, shape, or form.
There is never a moment in my life where I have thought to myself, man, how in the world do I restrain a woman? And then, A, I've never had that thought. B, I'll probably never have that thought. And then think to myself, you know what? I know who has the answers. Google. Come on, man. People kill me. Yeah. A lot of times people get caught like this by looking up something just completely...
See, you don't even have to do anything. Like, you could search some shit like that. Women could start disappearing around here.
Exactly.
And they're going to be like, why is this motherfucker searching these kind of questions?
It's like, hey, you started looking this up, all of a sudden people are disappearing.
And then they're going to ask you, how do you explain this? I don't have an I mean, you know what I
just got curious.
Yeah.
It's like, no, I'm not even going to look that up. I'm not going to put myself in that position.
You tell them you just got curious, you're going to jail.
Yeah, they're like, oh, you're curious? Okay, well, hands behind your back. Because you're coming with us.
Yeah. The man behind the phone calls wasn't some ghost or some monster in the shadows. He was living in plain sight. A father, a husband, a businessman, and a predator.
Yucky.
Yeah.
Dang. So a successful New York architect.
He owned an architecture firm.
Making probably...
I'm assuming between he and his wife, they're millionaires, multimillionaires.
More than likely, yeah. I mean, a successful architect, you're making commission off of your buildings. So you're getting paid handsomely. Mm-hmm. But you'd rather kill sex workers. For what?
He's not been convicted.
Well, I'm not saying it's him. I'm saying it sure as shit looks like it's him.
It's not looking great for Rex at this point.
You could have stopped me, or I'm sorry, you could have stopped talking whenever we got to the phone records thing. Then you could have stopped talking when his and his wife's DNA was found on the burlap sacks that all 11 victims were wrapped in. Yep. You certainly could have stopped when he started looking this shit up. Yep. He is the killer.
We'll have to carry on and find out.
No, I'm just
going to take this ride together.
I'm not saying he's the killer. I'm not saying I think he's the killer. Right now, to me, it's like 85%.
Okay.
I think he's a killer.
All right. On July 13th, 2023, Rex Heuermann was arrested outside his Manhattan office and charged with the murders of Melissa Barthelemy, Megan Waterman, and Amber Costello. Investigators also stated they had compelling evidence linking him to the murder of Maureen Brainerd Barnes and potentially others. Shortly after his arrest, the authorities raided the Heuermann family home. What they found was staggering. At least 26 unregistered handguns, 15 unregistered assault rifles, and over 10 high-capacity magazines. In total, 297 firearms were seized from the residence.
I'll be 100% honest. Until you said he was arrested on July 13th, 2023, I did not realize how current we were getting.
Yeah.
I saw where you said 2016 was when I think Rodney Harrison became...
No, that's when James Burt was arrested. Rodney Harrison was elected the commissioner in December of 2021.
21, okay. I guess I missed that date. So we're recent then.
Mm-hmm.
This is...
I told you last week, this trial is ongoing. This is in the news right now.
Wow. I'm glad I haven't... I saw the... Never mind.
Okay.
Forget that thought.
Neighbors were stunned. To them, Rex was a quiet, awkward, and intensely private man. The type who largely kept to himself. Rex's wife, Asa, would file for divorce 6 days after his arrest.
He's guilty. And she knows it.
Well, okay. Well, you know what you need to confirm someone is guilty?
What's that?
You need a trial.
Is that where we're about to go?
And this is still an ongoing trial.
So I'm assuming we're not going to know.
We'll have to take this ride together,
brother. You're giving me that look again, dude.
We'll have to take this ride together. We'll see what happens at the end of this outline.
I'm strapped in.
Okay.
I'm invested.
All right, let's go. While Rex Heuermann is currently behind bars, he has not been convicted. He has pleaded not guilty, and his defense team is aggressively challenging the case against him, arguing the DNA evidence at the heart of the prosecution's argument is purely circumstantial.
But and I'm sure you're going to get into it, surely it's not just the DNA evidence. I'm sure it's the phone call records, the internet search history.
We'll get into it.
Okay.
At the time of writing, Heuermann has been formally charged in 5 of the 11 murders, with Maureen Brainerd Barnes and Valerie Mack added to the indictment after his initial arrest. The prosecution has assembled a substantial case, built on a foundation of circumstantial evidence supported by forensics, including DNA matches, eyewitness accounts placing his vehicle at the Gilgo Beach dump sites, and his deeply disturbing internet search history.
I will say, his search history, yes. I mean, eyewitness accounts.
Yeah.
I really struggled. Have you ever seen that? There was a test done on YouTube where they, it was, I think 6 or 8 people, gave them all the exact same scenario and then asked them to recall it exactly as they saw it, and all 8 give a different story.
I haven't seen that. That sounds interesting, though.
It's very interesting. It's like some sort of, I don't know, psychological study about like humans in just kind of a frenzied state and how they remember things.
It would be interesting to me to know when these eyewitness accounts were taken.
Mm-hmm.
So if someone saw his Chevy Avalanche when the original 4 were dumped instead of after he was arrested, I think that carries so much more weight.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Because you don't even know who Rex Heuermann is at that point.
Yeah, you have no idea.
You have no reason to link this Chevy Avalanche.
Yeah, but all of a sudden you see this car
Yeah.
on the news or wherever, newspaper, and you're like, oh, I saw that car. And
You
you come
know-
forward and you say that, and they're
Yeah.
like, oh, and that's it.
Yeah.
All of a sudden you look guilty.
You know, like whenever it was, you know, oh, we know who it is. Here's the address. We're going to go make the arrest. You know, like, we're in Manhattan.
Yeah. Millions of people live here.
Everybody has a phone at this point. News helicopters are like, oh, there he is. Look. If you see a Chevy Avalanche, everybody is going to have seen a Chevy Avalanche at these dump sites at that point.
And, well, maybe. I feel like for Manhattan, a Chevy Avalanche might not be the most common vehicle.
Maybe.
Especially today. Like in 2023, not a super common vehicle.
We're mistaken. He was arrested in Manhattan. He lived in Massapequa Park. So
Where's
not
that?
Manhattan.
Okay.
Yes. So
Okay.
it's a suburb. It's a suburb.
Understood.
Yeah.
Still probably densely populated. Obviously
Sure.
not
Yeah.
as, like, for
Yeah.
sure. Okay.
Meanwhile, the defense is working to establish reasonable doubt. They're targeting the credibility of the DNA findings, challenging the reliability of burner phone metadata, and portraying Heuermann as a normal, family-oriented man. The case is under intense public scrutiny, and the community remains divided. Concerns have already been raised about the risk of a mistrial due to overwhelming media exposure and potential threats to jury impartiality. This whole thing could be thrown out because of publicity, which is probably why you haven't really seen it. They're trying everything they can to not have this be front page news.
I mean, that's fair. Like, in today's world, which why I think juries, at some point, probably in the somewhat near future, within our lifetimes at least, I don't think they'll really be around anymore. Because you can't, like, the whole point of a jury is for you to go in completely unbiased. But, like, with these big national cases, like, take the, like, Menendez brothers, for example. Like, at the time, everybody on the, or at least in the U.S., knew that was happening.
Yeah.
It was almost impossible to find 12 people that did not know anything about that case.
Yeah.
And it's hard not to go into it with a certain state of mind. Like, if I was on jury duty for this trial, I would be like, yeah, this dude's guilty.
Yeah.
Like, I probably wouldn't even look at the evidence. I'd be like, yeah, lock him up.
You probably couldn't even get a jury pool from the state. You would probably have to get people from some random city in a different state.
Yeah. And I
And
don't
just-
even, can you,
I don't think you can.
well, I mean, you have to fly them out and house them.
That's what I'm saying. Like, it's going to get expensive
Yeah.
for the county to do that.
It's going to be extremely expensive.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, you're going to have to pay me to be there as well. I'm going to
For
miss
sure,
work.
yeah.
Like, I'm not doing it for free. I'm not flying across the country to...
Which is, it's so shitty to think that way because we're talking about 11 dead bodies.
Yeah, 11 dead bodies and the life of a man who, while he looks guilty, he may not be.
You have to have a trial. Everybody is
Yeah.
entitled to a trial.
You are innocent until you are proven without a shadow of a doubt
Yeah.
to be guilty. Now, I know that's not how it's always been.
Yep.
That's the saying, but our justice system is horrible. But, yeah, I'm like 92%.
We'll save our thoughts until the very end, and then we'll have
Okay.
a whole segment on what we think.
Okay. I'm leaning. I'll say that. I'm
Okay.
leaning towards this guy. You know, it's not looking good for him.
I understand.
Yeah.
I understand. But despite the challenges, this is far from a lost cause. The volume of evidence is significant, and the task force behind the case is stronger and more united than ever before. As of now, the case is still in pretrial, with motions being filed, evidence under review. No official trial date has been set. There's still a long road ahead, but for the first time in over a decade, the road finally leads somewhere.
So we don't know.
We don't know. That was honestly a shock to me when doing this, that it's still in pretrial. Like, we're not even at the trial
Yeah.
yet.
I don't really foresee... I think eventually what's going to end up happening is his lawyers are going to suggest to him just take a deal to avoid the death penalty, spend the rest of your life in prison. So, I mean, tale as old as time. That's what always happens. Like, that's what's going to happen.
Each side is gambling to see who is going to get that piece that will tip things their way.
Yeah. Or like who's going to give.
Yeah.
Like,
if the prosecution can find that death blow, we're going to plead. And plead guilty. Don't kill me. I'll do life.
I would almost already say they kind of have that. I mean, it'd be one thing if you only had the DNA evidence, or you only had the phone evidence, or you only had these search history, which the search histories would be. That's nowhere near enough. That's nowhere near enough for a convention.
As horrible as that is, it is purely circumstantial.
100%. Yeah.
You can do whatever you want to on the internet.
Yeah, you can do. I could look up right now that exact same stuff, and if somebody goes missing tomorrow, sure, I'm going to be a person of interest. That doesn't mean I like.
They still have to prove you did it.
Yeah. No, you have to find a lot more than just that, which this prosecution team has, and
they've done their job well.
DNA evidence and phone records, and but they have eyewitness accounts placing them at the scene of the crime, and I understand a lot of that, like the eyewitness accounts, circumstantial. You can't prove that.
Yeah.
The DNA you can prove. Yeah. So,
all that being said, there are still plenty of questions left unanswered. Not only has Rex Heuermann not been charged with all 11 murders, some of the victims don't even match his MO. Different methods, different signatures, different timelines. That's led many to wonder, is there more than one killer? If so, how many? Why did James Burke shut out the FBI in the first place? Was it arrogance, corruption, or something even darker? Did weaponized incompetence delay justice, or was that by design? And the question that started it all still remains unanswered. Who killed Shannon Gilbert?
Have you ever seen the statistic from the FBI where they predict or they estimate that there's between 30 and 50 serial killers acting within the United States at any given time? I think the number is so unbelievably larger than that, so much larger than that. 50? No. There are, if I had to guess, I'd guess it's in the hundreds.
Okay.
That act so like low key, and just under the radar. Maybe they only do it once, twice, every so often, whatever.
Yeah.
I think there's far more than 30 to 50.
So, I'm in agreement. Mm-hmm. It seems to be just an estimate from the FBI. Yeah. Let's say for a moment there are 100 serial killers active in the USA right now. They're not evenly distributed. There's not 2 per state. No. You know what I mean?
No, of course. I mean, there's not 2 serial killers operating in North Dakota.
Right. There could be 0 in multiple states. There could be 10 in New York City.
Yeah. There could be 10 in like Los Angeles, like California. Yeah. There could be 10 in Nashville, Tennessee. There could be 10 in Indianapolis. Like, you never know.
Yeah. You don't know.
You would never think that, that happens here. Look at the sex offender registry for this little bitty, tiny, small Tennessee town.
That shocked the shit out of me.
There's 40?
Something like that.
40 people?
40, at least 10 to 15, severe sex offenders.
Like against children.
Yeah.
And you're just, it's like, what?
You don't even know about them.
I would think there might be 1 or 2. Yeah. There's dots all over that map.
No.
Go look at Nashville.
That's here, yeah.
That's right here in this town where everybody knows everybody.
Yeah. That's scary shit. Yeah. The Shannon Gilbert question really gets me. Yeah. Nothing about the way she was found matches Heuermann's DNA. Heuermann may have not even been active at that point. Yeah. But there's pretty strong evidence to suggest she was murdered. To me, Joseph Brewer makes the most sense. I feel like it could be him. They're so wrapped up in getting Rex Heuermann on the hook for everything else. That's kind of their only thought right now.
Have they hinted at the fact that maybe, if it is Rex Heuermann, maybe he's not acting alone? Maybe him and Joseph Brewer are...
Maybe it's him and his wife.
Maybe him and his wife are a team. I mean, she filed for divorce, sure, but...
Yeah. Maybe that's to save her own ass.
Yeah.
See,
don't know.
the one piece of evidence they have that would suggest his wife was involved is her hair. However, her hair could be in his avalanche. That could be transferred.
But for it to be found at the scene of the crime, like,
Yeah.
the odds of that are slim.
Okay, say it's her burlap. Say she does crafts or some shit. That's her burlap.
I did not approach it that way. That's a good point.
Yeah.
That's a good point.
Hey, honey, I need to borrow this burlap for something. Can I have some of this?
That
Sure
is a
thing.
good
Go
point.
ahead.
That is a good point.
Yeah.
You would also think that she would be, obviously, if she's not involved, that she would be all over, like, either trying to clear him or saying, "Hey, yeah, this dude's a killer."
So her and their 2 children, they have separated themselves from Rex, like completely.
That does not look good.
Yeah.
You mean separated in a sense of like they have eliminated themselves from the process, or they're like, we want nothing to do with him?
I believe his son has tried to change his last name. So they want nothing to do with him.
That's tough. And you're stuck between a rock and a hard place.
Yeah.
Because it's like, yeah, that's your dad. But then you find out, oh, he might have killed 11 people. And you're like, ah.
Even if he hasn't, like the fact that he's in this position, there's enough.
That's true.
There's enough suspicion to
if
make
I find
it seem
out,
like it could
if
be
I
him.
found out that like my dad got arrested and he's facing 11 counts of premeditated murder, I'd be like, absolutely no way.
You're rethinking everything.
Well,
at
that
point.
and my initial thought is, I'm like, there's no chance.
Yeah.
There's not a chance this is true.
That's your dad. Yeah, you know your relationship with your dad.
However, then this evidence starts to pile up. Like, oh, his phone was pinged. Oh, they saw his car nearby the dump site. Oh, he was looking up on the internet. Where do I dump a body that it won't be found? How do I restrain a woman? Like, and I start hearing all this, and then I start thinking, okay, wait a minute.
Yeah.
It's hard to ignore that.
And we know Rodney Harrison was having these press conferences. So when they had this evidence, they made the arrest. More than likely, he's standing up there saying, okay, we arrested this man because we have this, 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 and this.
Yeah.
He's probably saying that out loud. And then
As he should.
The family is hearing that and thinking, okay, Dad's kind of a weird guy. This is starting to make a little bit too much sense. Maybe it is him. That's probably what happened.
Probably so. I mean, it's hard to ignore the evidence they have. The neighbors describe him, shy, introverted, but also friendly. Like, it's not like he's just shy, introverted, and just a recluse.
Yeah.
But toss all this on top of that
Yeah.
kind of narrative as to who you are.
Doesn't look great.
It does not look good at all.
No. I think where I stand on this, I definitely think it's him. I think without question it's Rex Heuermann.
I think he's involved at the very least.
I think the 5, the original Gilgo 4, Mallory Vack, and I forget the other woman's name, but there were 2 women that, remember, both torsos were found in Manorville.
And the rest of their body parts were found.
That's the same person.
Yeah.
The same person
100%.
did that.
There's no way 2 people without knowledge of one another are doing that exact crime at the exact same time, in the exact same place.
Yeah.
There's no way.
So I think you have him for the 4. I think you have him for those 2 women.
Mm-hmm.
That leaves Shannon Gilbert, John Doe, the Asian man in the women's clothing we discussed, Peaches and her baby, and then the unidentified Jane Doe number 3. So you have 5. That leaves the door wide open for 1 to 2 more killers out there.
A potential accomplice.
Yeah.
I mean, I think at the very least you have 1 serial killer. Has there been any more bodies turn up?
Not since then. But you got to figure this area is, cops are probably patrolling that area of Long Island like crazy these days.
Yeah, it's almost impossible not to think Rex is the serial killer, or at least he's involved somehow. Like, he knows something.
I think the DNA evidence is the nail in the coffin for him.
I think it's him.
Yeah, I do too.
I don't think there's a way out of it for him.
I don't think there's any strange angle with his wife. I think that's simply her hair was on the burlap. He used the burlap, and that's the end of it.
Yeah.
His DNA was found on the burlap. It would it would really close the door on this if we knew when those eyewitness accounts took place.
Yeah.
Again, because if someone in 2011 is saying, "Oh, I saw this avalanche over here," and then we found out it's Rex in 2022,
case closed.
it's over with.
Yeah.
That's
you
him.
tell me that this eyewitness account happened before Rex was arrested?
Yeah.
Done. That's it.
Yep.
It's him. However, you tell me that it was after he was arrested, doesn't really carry. I'm not going to say it carries no weight.
Yeah.
Does not carry anywhere near as much weight as it would.
If there was any suspicion whatsoever, and amongst all these press conferences, they hinted at a blue avalanche.
Yeah.
Anybody that wants to be involved is going to be like, "Oh, I saw that avalanche."
Yeah.
On this beach at this time, like, could be completely making that shit up.
You could just be saying that.
Yeah.
You probably didn't even see an avalanche.
Just to be involved.
I don't remember the last time I saw an avalanche.
No.
Yeah. In all honesty, haven't seen one in a very long time. So yeah, my thoughts are, Rex Heuermann is, at the very least, one of the Long Island State Killer.
I think you can get him for the 6. I think he, at minimum, killed those 6.
Yes.
Could be like the John Doe, Peaches and her child, and Jane Doe number 3. Remember, we discussed briefly last week, they believe bodies were being dumped there since at least mid-90s.
Yeah.
Maybe those 3 were early attempts.
Could be.
Then the Gilgo 4 and Valerie Mack and the other woman, I've already forgotten her name. I apologize. They could have been where he felt confident, he heated back up, and that was that. And then Shannon Gilbert could be a complete wild card. Yeah. Someone randomly could have killed her.
Yeah, that could be a complete coincidence.
Yeah.
Or he's got multiple different... I don't know. There's a lot going on. I'm definitely going to keep up with this.
Yeah.
I say we maybe slip this into a small talk as things develop.
Do a little update on small talk.
Yeah,
we can do that.
Okay.
Well, that's going to be it for this episode. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to follow and rate the show wherever you get your podcast. It helps more than you know. Be sure to follow us on Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. We post episode teasers, behind-the-scenes content, plenty more weird shit we don't have time to cover in the episodes. New episodes every Tuesday and Friday. Again, find us wherever you get your podcast. Thanks for listening. Until next week, put on your tinfoil, grab a beer. This has been Tinfoil Talk.
Love you, bye.